What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. You can see that we're off the trail in the garage. Today's an install day, and we're getting ready to install the LightForce Genesis Pro Edition LED driving lights. And man, we were so blessed. Generously, Asia from Baptism Overland worked with Woody from LightForce, and they had originally ordered these lights for their own build, and you can check that out over at their channel. I'll link in the description below. But they didn't fit. They didn't fit the build. Asia reached out to Woody and asked if they would generously provide them to me to test out on the Jeep Gladiator here, and I'm so blessed and so thankful that they did. And so check out this clip of Asia blessing me with these lights.
So I'm over here with Brad from Overlanderoos, and today we're going to play a little game.
Okay.
We're going to play a game called Where Are You Going With This? And I'm going to say something and you have to try to guess where I'm going with this. All right?
All right.
All right, number one. So, do you know that I did a mod on the 4Runner?
Yes.
Okay, do you know where I'm going with this?
No.
Okay. So then, I went and got a bumper put on the 4Runner. Do you know where I'm going with this?
You lost your bumper already.
No, still there. It looks good.
Still there. It does look good.
It looks good. And then I tried to install lights on the bumper.
You did. Yep.
What happened there?
The lights didn't fit.
Okay, so LightForce is sending me new lights.
Oh yeah?
Where am I going with this?
You're gonna have some extra lights.
So I spoke to LightForce, and they agreed, if you would like, you will now own the Genesis.
Oh, I would like.
Do you want them or not?
Yes.
But you have to create content for this.
Easy day.
So these are $800 lights, brother. But they now belong to you because I spoke to them.
Thank you, Asia. Thank you, LightForce.
And
Bro, if I had hands, I'd hug you.
okay. Well, I hope you enjoy them. That was my big surprise. Hug.
I love you.
I mean, if you want them. I mean, I don't know if you want them.
Absolutely want those.
Okay. I'm getting out of the way because I can't sleep in here with these on. What do you think, brother?
I'm blown away.
Sexy, right?
Super sexy AF, as the kids say. Bussin', I think.
I think I know how.
I can't thank them enough for blessing me with these lights. I'm so excited to get these things on the Jeep. They are jam-packed with features. So much so that I need notes to talk about all of them. And I'm going to consult my notes. You'll see me looking down in a little bit. But they're $480 for one light right now. But you get a lot for your money. That sounds like a pretty hefty price tag, but I assure you the value is there. Can I show you? Let me show you. Alright, so I'm not kidding when I tell you that there's a lot of engineering, a lot of thought, and a lot of care that went into designing these lights. They're all LED. You can see behind me that's a little bit different than the HDX2s, and that's fine. Check out Asia's channel for a review of those. Also some great lights. This video may get a little lengthy. I'll leave the timestamps in the description below so you can jump around, find out what you need to know from this video. Alright, so having been to Australia myself, I can tell you that it's some of the harshest conditions for electronics and for vehicles in the world. The Outback is no joke, and these things are designed with those conditions in mind, so I am confident and rest assured that these can survive whatever Florida or the continental United States has to throw at it. And if we ever travel outside of there, I'm sure that they'll be fine there too. Each light individually has 37 LEDs jam-packed into this aluminum housing, and that's going to put out 15,540 lumens raw, mind you. That's a lot of light pushing down the trail, and that's going to be awesome for us. Also available for this light is different filters. So it comes with the spot filter, the clear spot filter. You can get different colors, you can get flood patterns. You can make this light fit whatever you need it to be for whatever you're using it for on the trail. What I really enjoy about these lights is they're slim, low profile. They're 2.87 inches deep. They're going to fit on just about any bumper or any configuration you need. Unless you're Asia, they're going to fit our application perfectly, and they're going to fit 99% of the applications out there. Really thoughtful, slimline package for these lights to make them just fit anywhere. The other thing that I think is really cool is that these aren't just off-road lights. They have a daytime and a nighttime running feature that you can tap into your daytime running lights. You can tap into your headlights. They'll go brighter and dimmer with the activation of your high beams or your low beams, or you can do what we're planning on doing and just running them up to a power supply for full intensity so we can turn them on or off. We don't intend to run these on the road. We're just going to use them for the trail use. So we don't need that daytime running light feature. However, for some applications, I think that's an incredible feature, and I think that's really, really cool. So each light thoughtfully designed. It's got the reverse polarity protection. It also has waterproof connectors. And what's different about these is the connectors fit right into the back of the aluminum housing, but it's just a really thoughtful design to keep water and debris out of the connectors where most lights tend to fail anyway. So sometimes you'll find with these powerful LED lights that you'll get some radio interference just based on the frequency of the light output and the electronics going on within the housing. These are CISPR 25, I believe that's how it's pronounced. CISPR 25 compliant, which means that it falls within the frequency range of your AM/FM radios. It's a little bit of your GMRS radios. You're not going to get that feedback in your radios. I think it's just an extra feature that it just really seals the deal for these things. It just goes to show that LightForce has gone ahead and thought of absolutely everything to make this a once and done package that's going to operate seamlessly when you need it, throw a ton of light down the trail, and not interfere with whatever else you have going on within your rig. So I think one of my favorite features is the fact that this is sturdy built. This is high quality stuff. This is high pressure die cast aluminum. What that means is that it's shot under high heat, high pressure into the mold. It doesn't require any machining or any welding or any points that are going to fail. That allows LightForce to provide us with a high quality, super strong, almost perfect finish with next to no metallic defects in one piece, which eliminates the fact that we have seams built into this, and it eliminates spots where water can intrude or stress fractures or anything like that. It just provides for a really solid base for all the electronics and all the LEDs coming in here. And I have no doubt that this is going to hold up to getting whacked with tree branches down the Florida trails, getting dunked in muddy water, some of the salt down by the coast and things like that. Again, these were designed in Australia, some of the harshest conditions on the planet. The other thing LightForce did was to design these things with an IP69K rating that's heavily tested and certified, so zero dust intrusion and zero particulate intrusion. They are rated to be able to withstand high heat, high pressure water jets shooting right at it, and it's actually the highest IP rating that anything can receive at this point. That the scale doesn't go any higher, and LightForce has blessed us with these lights that can withstand all the world has to throw at it. There's a myriad of filters and covers that you can get for these. The current filter that's on here, the spot filter, is a high impact polycarbonate impact resistant filter, so it's going to take all of those hits, all of those rock bounces on the road, the branches smacking as you're driving down those remote trails, protecting your LEDs and the lenses underneath the filter itself, and so you should have zero issues with that. If this gets too heavily scratched, too heavily damaged, it's much easier to replace the filter that pops right off with these two tabs than it is for the actual lens on the light itself. The other thing that I really enjoy about LightForce products is they have these little embedded details that you wouldn't really think about. They don't add or detract from the actual functionality, but it's just a testament to how much they've thought about, how much care they've put into the designing of this product. Inside the heat sinks, down on the actual flat face of the back of the cover, is a kangaroo from LightForce's logo, and I just think that that's a neat little Easter egg that they put on the back of these lights, and it just goes to show how much care went into these products. We're gonna be careful. I might have to change my name to the Overlanderoos, just because I'm so head over heels for these lights. Now I know a lot of people wonder about the color temperature of some LED lights, and the ones you get off of Amazon, it could be a little cheaper. They just throw the brightest light they can with no attention to color temperature at all. That can create some eye strain and some headaches for some long-term usage. LightForce has thought about that, and they spent a lot of time doing research and development and thinking about what the perfect color temperature should be for these lights. And they are rated at 5,000 Kelvin. That's basically daylight. That's going to give you a good contrast on the trail. It's going to give you true-to-life colors. It's not going to blow anything out. And if you're using them for a long time, you're not going to get that eye strain and that headache that you would be caused with some of the higher fluorescent, maybe 6, 7, 8,000 K lights. Speaking of long usage, these are rated for 50,000 hours. You'd have to leave these on for 5.7 years continuously to burn these lights out. So what LightForce also provides is a wiring harness for the Genesis or the Venom, so work for both. Provides everything you would need, including the interior switches to run these lights. So we have a couple options here. We can use the smaller pigtails that it comes with. The red and the black is going to be your power and ground. The yellow and blue is going to be what's going to give you your daytime running lights, also your headlight functionality of them. But we're only going to use red and black, but we're not going to use the short pigtails. We're going to use the ones that came off the wiring harness themselves. And these have all the same functionality built into them. The colors are a little different. Consult the manual. So we're going to trim them up here, up near the relay. We're running a Lasfit light switch box, and we're just going to utilize that and these pigtails to get the lights installed. I'm twisting them together, the powers and the grounds, and I'm going to splice them together with a environmental splice, but I want to be able to run both lights off of one single switch. The wiring harness themselves comes with 2 switches, so you can run them independently. I'm not interested in doing that and sucking up more of the Lasfit switch box. I only want to run it off our aux2 switch, which is going to run the bumper lights themselves. And as we expand our lighting package, we'll have some abilities to run other things with the other switches themselves. But we are going to splice these together and then splice them into the Lasfit switch box, and then we should be good to run our wires, install our lights, and we're off to the races. So we're going to use environmental splices. There's a bunch of different ways to do it, probably better ways with solder and things like that, but these will work out good. They have the shrink wrap on them already, so we can shrink it down, make it weatherproof, plus it'll be tucked into the engine bay. I'm not going to freak out about it. But like I said, we're going to use environmental splices, and we're going to join these together. These are going to be the crimp-on type. Give them a tug, make sure you have them on there nice and good. Now we're not going to shrink them down until after we have the other side installed on the vehicle side. What I'm going to do is I'm going to fold these over and just electrical tape them, and then we'll get it routed through the truck. I removed my airbox to make things a little bit easier. I'm going to route this wiring harness through the bumper, just to the side of the winch here, up into the engine bay and over into the Lasfit switch box. So we didn't show it to you because it's not really very helpful to you. Every vehicle application is going to be specific to that vehicle. But we snipped off the wiring harness. We hooked it up to our Lasfit switch box, which is just acts like an S-Pod or an aux beam switch box. It's just the same concept, right? It allows us to control it with the switches inside the vehicle itself. Routed it up past the radiator, and we're going to put the airbox back in because it's going to kind of go under the airbox. We have our power and our ground hooked up, and then we have the 2 pigtails where they split off down by the bumper. We're going to clean those up after we install the lights to make sure that our lengths are correct. But we are slowly moving towards the finish line on this thing, and I'm just getting more and more excited about these. Let's go ahead and reinstall the airbox, get the snorkel hooked back up because we need that. We'll get the lights put on, and then we'll anxiously wait for the sun to go down so we can see just how awesome these are. Don't forget to use the biggest screwdriver that you could find to do the smallest screws in the Jeep. We're at the fun part of the install. We get to put the lights onto the bumper themselves. We're using the ARB stubby bumper, and this has so many mounting points. But we're going to use the brackets that come with the ARB stubby bumper to mount these. The holes. We have excess wire that goes into the back of the lights, so I'm going to install the lights, and then I'm going to clean up the wiring harness with the correct lengths, so we don't have excess just dangling all over the place, getting caught on stuff. And I've already made sure that we can still utilize our winch clutch lever, and it will clear the lights just fine. So if any of those are a question in your brain, I've answered them for you. It's going to match up just perfectly. That slim profile that LightForce went out of their way to make sure that we had covered facilitates the fact that that's going to work just perfect. So let's get these things installed. You're going to need a 17mm wrench for the nut, and they're the nylon locking nuts, which I think is awesome. So you don't have to worry about having a lock washer or using Loctite on the bolts. You can do that for extra protection, but you don't need to because the nylon lock nuts are on there, and it's going to stay nice and snug for you. You may want to invest in a set of ratcheting box head wrenches. I don't have one. This is going to take a minute. Can we just stop for a second and admire how good these look? These things are awesome. The install was super easy. I don't know for sure, but the hardware that comes attached to them looks like it's marine grade hardware. I'll check with LightForce, try to put that answer down in the description below. But if it is marine grade, it means it's going to hold up to the elements. It's not going to rust on you. It's going to keep that chrome plating. It's going to look really good and be real easy to take off if you would have to, but they're not coming off. I love them. I turned them on to op check them, and they are bright in the daytime. I can't wait for the sun to go down. I don't want to rush my life away, but let's get the sun down so we can see what they look like at nighttime and get them properly aimed but they throw a whole bunch of light. These things should penetrate the trail without blowing out the features of the trail, so we should be able to see the dips and the rocks. They should cover the ditches a little bit. These things should be almost everything I need up front. I'm already impressed with the amount of light that these throw out, the quality, the ease of install, the quality of the wiring harness that LightForce provides. They have thought of everything for us. But now the only thing left to do is wait for the sun to go down and test these out and aim them, and I'll see you then.
I wanna see the light.
It's been an absolute pleasure testing these lights out, and they have far and away exceeded my expectations. These things, with their 8-inch diameter and their slim 2.87-inch profile on the bumper itself, just fits perfectly. I think it adds a great look to the front of the Jeep with a phenomenal amount of functionality. It's typically pretty hard on video to kind of show the light output in a realistic way. It's something you almost have to experience in person. But they do a phenomenal job of covering the ditches just enough out to the sides of you, in front of you, and then just shooting all those lumens down the trail, reaching out. So we kind of went bombing around in the woods the other day trying to find a cool place to do some drone shots, and we weren't able to. That's a story for another day. What we were able to experience is the fact that they covered so much of the trail out in front of you that we were able to see a family of deer in front of us that ordinarily with just the headlights or some of the other lighting solutions we've had, you would not have been able to see it. So these things have already earned their keep on the front of the Jeep. They're rated for 1 lux at about 1,124 yards. If you don't know what a lux is, it's 1 lumen per meter. That's how it's measured. It's pretty nerdy stuff. Just boils down to the fact that they're super bright in a really effective way. Like I said, just penetrating down that trail. The other thing that I really enjoy about these lights at nighttime is that the mounting solution is nice and steady. They don't vibrate around, jostle around. They move with the vehicle in a predictable way. Just keeping the area in front of you nice and illuminated so you don't hit anything and you can see. These lights have blown me away, so much so that I don't even know how I survived without them before. They are that good, and I'm not just blowing smoke. Listen, I don't want to babble and take up too much more of your time, but the fit, the finish, the quality of the light output itself, the temperature, everything was super well engineered, thought of ahead of time, and this is just a well-presented package. You cannot go wrong with these. Hey, so the good news is I already went ahead and talked to your significant other, and they said to go ahead and treat yourself to a set of these. So go ahead, follow that link down in the description below. Buy yourself a set. You're not going to regret it. These are absolutely amazing. They are a game changer for the front of your vehicle. I hope you enjoy them as much as I do, and I can't wait to see you guys on the trail.
Light it up, light it up.